All right. So this video is for Essy. He just ate 3 habaneros. He thinks he's a tough guy. Honestly, they were tiny habaneros. So, you know. But I'm going to eat dumb. Now that's a habanero, okay? It's like half the size of my head. No, I'm just kidding. It's a big one. And then another big one. And a medium-sized one. I think his were even smaller than this. But what I'm going to do is eat these 3 and then tell a story. Okay? It's as big as an apple. So today, use some water to wash it down. It's a lot of vegetable. I have a lump in my lungs that that they need to go in with a tube while I'm under general anesthesia. And it's a biopsy, right? They take a tube, they go in there with a tiny camera, there's a little tube, they suck out some of the tumor or whatever it is, and by that they can figure out what kind of cancer it is, or if it's, it probably is cancer. It's hot. So anyway, about a month ago, I had this same test. It's a bronchoscopy. And I took an Uber, and I was, I was ready for the procedure. They had me strip off my clothes. I was in a hospital bed, hospital gown. They were about to put me into the, give me the medicine to make me sleep for the procedure. It is surgery, but it's a minor surgery. It's outpatient surgery. And I was sitting there in the bed, and they said, well, who's going to take you home today? I said, I don't have anyone. I don't have any friends or family. I have family, but my family's a joke, okay? And it's not my fault. No one in the family talks. So I was in the bed, and they said, who's going to take you home? I said, nobody, I'm taking an Uber home. They said, well, that's going to be a problem. We can't do the procedure if there's no one to take you home. So I said, well, I had been preparing for this procedure. I had cut down my drinking. I've been eating right. Getting my sleep schedule to where, I could be in there at 8:45 a.m. I said, well, that's a waste of my goddamn time. They unhooked me from the machines. I went fucking home. So now I knew I had to have someone there for the procedure, or at least to take me home. So I rescheduled the procedure. I wrangled my dad into taking me home, right? I was going to take an Uber, so I rescheduled. Let me back up a little bit. So that I had to go home. I prepared for a week for that procedure. No. Went home, rescheduled. Said, Dad, can you take me home? He's happy to do it. I just hate to... I have 2 family members who can possibly help me, and I hate to ask either of them because I know neither of them give a shit about any of the family. It's not me. I'm not like the black sheep. So I get my dad. He's gonna take me home. I call the hospital. Before I reschedule, and it was today, the 28th of June, 8:45. And I call the hospital. I say, make sure. I'm going to take an Uber there, but my dad will come and pick me. You can call him up. It's going to be a 5 or 6 hour thing. So this morning I get into the Uber, right, at 8:25 to give me 20 minutes to get to the hospital. I'm about 15 minutes away from the hospital. I knew something was wrong at the beginning of the fucking Uber ride. Because I'm waiting outside. She will be here in 1 minute. I'm waiting outside right in front. I get a call on my phone. Where are you? I'm in back behind the dumpsters. Well, maybe try the front. So I say, I'm out front. She comes around. So I get in the car for the 15-minute drive to the hospital to get surgery to figure out what kind of cancer I have. She immediately starts yapping about her family and this and that, and where do you shop? And no. And I don't really want to talk because I'm about to go under in general anesthesia. I'm about to be put asleep for surgery. It's minor surgery, but it's surgery. I'm going to be under general anesthesia. I'm an alcoholic. I'm unhealthy. I could die. But this lady wants to talk. So I'm like, yeah, Kroger, $10 to deliver. That's pretty good. Yeah, I'm trying to be as nice as I can. In the first 10 minutes of that drive, it should have been a 15-minute drive, right? Now, I'll admit, I don't know Knoxville. I've lived here all my life, but I don't know the roads well. So, and I assume that every Uber driver has a phone and her map app to get her there. And she's telling me, I'm from Massachusetts. These roads are confusing. So we get on the highway to get to the hospital. It's a straight shot pretty much. In the first 10 minutes of the drive, she gets on the wrong exit of the highway 3 times. First time I was like, yeah, it's we had to do a Huey. And the first Huey wasn't bad. It was like an immediate Huey. I was like, yeah, that's okay. So that was 5 minutes in. About 7 minutes in, she took another wrong exit, and I'm not paying attention because it's not my job. She has the fucking Uber map. It was Lyft, but I'm using the word Uber. I shouldn't be saying Uber because Uber's not at fault. Lyft is. Uber's usually the trashy company, right? With the lower skilled people and the shittier cars. So I'm in a Lyft. I thought I'd splurge for a Lyft ride to the goddamn hospital. So the second wrong turn, This is a wider loop. And I say, come on, I don't say, I'm not rude, I'm just like, oh no. I'm just kind of almost talking to myself. I'm not even like yelling at her, I'm just kind of talking to myself like, oh man. I say, yeah, well, I'm going to surgery. She goes, you have surgery today? I say, yep, so this is not a picnic run, let's try to. And not 2 minutes later, the second one, I saw the mistake she did. But I was so unsure of myself, I almost, I didn't correct her. I should have corrected her. There's like 2 exits, right? One of them is going, there's like a first exit and then a second exit. And I was like, no, it's South 129 or whatever. She takes the first one. I saw her going and I just didn't, I don't know why. So finally the third one. This is going to take us on like a 10-minute excursion. And I'm already late. So at the time of the third mistake, I was already 10 minutes late. So my appointment to check in for surgery was 8:45. This was like 8:55, 9 o'clock. So when I see, because at this point I'm looking at my map, because I told her, like, after the first mistake, I had my map open. And I was trying to. So after the third one, I was like, oh my God, this is a disaster. This is a disaster. I'm saying this out loud to myself. I'm not even saying, it's not like I'm from the back seat going, you stupid bitch, what are you doing? I'm not even saying, what are you doing? I'm not making the normal human fucking response, right? I'm not in tears, but I'm aghast that I'm supposed to be there now. I was supposed to be there 10 minutes ago, and now the little interstate, not interstate, but the freeway that she had mistakenly got on is another like 10-minute loop. And even if she had gotten herself out of that, at that point I had no confidence that she wouldn't have fucked up a 4th and 5th and 6th time. So at this point I'm kind of freaking out. I don't know if I should call the hospital, because, you have to get through the receptionist. Who am I going to fucking talk to? So I'm like, oh, this is a disaster. I said, can you please just follow the phone? Don't listen, because she's from Massachusetts, right? And she keeps saying, these Knoxville roads don't make sense. Well, I thought the Northeast had the worst fucking roads and the most confusing exits and everything. This bitch is talking about her family taking no seriousness in her fucking job. I've got surgery, and I can tell at some point she gets annoyed that she's annoyed at herself. She's annoyed at her fucking self. But as soon as I say something, I say, please just follow, I'm late already. This is a surgery. This is, please just listen to the directions. I said something like, I think I just need to be let off. Because I was going to get another, just let me off, I'll get another Uber. She goes, and that's what pissed her off. And again, it wasn't me. I know human nature. When you're mad at yourself and then someone points it out, some people will redirect it to the person who pointed it out. So she goes, you can get out at any time you want. And I said, well, I think I would get there faster. I think that might be a good idea. Now, we are on, I think 40 West. 40 West is a huge, interstate going through 75% of the country. 60, I think it's 60 miles per hour, 65, 70. It's a highway. It's a fucking interstate freeway. It's an interstate. As soon as I say, I think that would be a good idea, this bitch pulls off, puts her hazards on, pulls off to the side of a 60 miles per hour interstate, and says, "Get out." I say, "Are you insane? This is a fucking highway. There's cars whizzing past. It's rush hour, you know." It's like, well, it's not rush hour. For Knoxville it is. It's like, you know, I think at this point it's 9, I don't know what it is. It's 9:30, 9:25, 9:30. Cars are, morning traffic. Cars are whizzing past. I'm like, "You can't let me out of here." She goes, "I can and I will, and if you won't get out, I'm calling 911. I go, "You can't let me. It's illegal to even walk on the fucking. It is a traffic violation to walk on this fucking freeway. There's no. You can't. Hitchhikers do, I guess, but you can't let me out. This bitch is on the side of a fucking freeway. An Uber driver, Lyft. I'll say Lyft from now on because I don't want to say Uber. This Lyft driver is demanding me out. She calls 911. 911, what is your emergency? I'm a Lyft driver and this man won't get out of my car. So I don't know what to do at this point. I call 911. I should have just but I knew that actually at that point all I wanted was advice. Like, do I actually have to leave the car on the side of the fucking freeway? So she's on 911, I'm on 911. I say, this Lyft driver wants me to get off on the side of fucking I-40 West. Do I have to get out? She's trying to get information. I don't know. As soon as that lady who was talking on 911 to the phone, the driver, she noticed I'm on the phone. So she just ends that call. And I say, just get up. There's an exit like, a quarter of a mile down. I said, just take me to the nearest business. I will. So finally she gets back on the highway, gets off the exit, drops me at the first right-hand turn, which is a Crystal's restaurant that isn't even open yet. Drops me off. I said, "Thank you very much." So by this time it's like 9:30. So I'm 45 minutes late. 45 minutes late. I gave myself 20 minutes. So I keep I'm sitting there at a Crystal outside. I keep trying to get another Lyft and another Uber. But you have to understand, in Knoxville, I'm so far west, like from where I am, UT Hospital's like right here. It's a little bit south and west. I'm out here. That's how far this bitch had drove. I was supposed to be here. I'm out here. And I'm so stupid, I had to actually look at maps to figure out where I was. So, like, I'm supposed to be here. Here's Knoxville Center. I'm basically downtown, almost downtown. So, a little bit southwest. She had me out here. So, I keep trying, I'm already about 30 minutes late, 45 minutes late. I keep trying to get an Uber, but the way that traffic works in Knoxville, like everything that 40 is just jam packed. All the rides were like 20 minutes, and I booked 2 rides, and the cars would hit 40 and just sit. I waited about 15 minutes through 2 bookings. They weren't moving. So at this point, I'm fed up. I say, fuck it. This is not going to happen. The second time I've gone through this, it didn't work out. So I call the hospital. I say, is there any way? I call the hospital. I say, is it too late? If I get there in 30 minutes, which is like by now an hour, it will have been an hour after my check-in time or more. Can I still have surgery? Well, let me check on that for you. She puts me on hold for 15 minutes. No lie. 15 fucking minutes. I probably would have been there by then. 15 minutes later, a receptionist comes back. Well, you can't take an Uber. You have to have someone to drive you home. Yeah, I know that. We covered that. We covered that 2 days ago. So at that point, I knew it was lost. I just hung up on her. Booked an Uber. I actually went with Uber and booked a ride home. And as I was waiting for that Uber, the actual doctor who was going to perform my surgery called me. I said, "Sir, I'm sorry. Lyft didn't work out." And he said, and see, that's the thing. When I called that receptionist, what I was wanting to know, because I had explained the situation to her, and I was explaining, my glasses are all fucked up. I was explaining, can I still get there? The only thing she heard is Uber. You can't take an Uber. When I had already cleared to get there by Uber and get home from my father. So the doctor, again, he's only has the information from the receptionist. He's saying, well, you can get here by Uber, but as long as you have someone, we have to have someone to take. I know, that's not the fucking issue. You've called me 20 minutes too late. This is an aborted operation. See, the twists and turns of the ridiculousness and the absurdity. I don't even know if this video makes fucking sense, and it doesn't matter. There's only 3 people that I care who watch this. Essy to watch me eat the peppers, and KK and Monk to know what I've gone through. And I don't want to hear about it on Discord. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done. My glasses. I'm done talking. I will kill. I am in such a depth of despair at this point. The universe is working against me. I don't know if it's God or the universe that doesn't want me to have this procedure. Shrimpy. But it's not going to happen. I don't know. So the doctor says, okay, well, we'll reschedule it. I said, and I was very apologetic to the doctor because these poor bastards have been through this twice. Twice, it hasn't worked out. The first time, because they didn't tell me I needed someone to drive me home, even though I'm taking an Uber. It's not like I'm going to be driving myself. But it's hospital, they're worried about liability. If they operate on me and then after general anesthesia, I walk out in front of and get, I don't know what would happen. Not like I have any resources to sue anyone anyway. These ridiculous doofuses. These fucking retards. They're not, there's no compassion. There's no real compassion. So for whatever, that didn't work out the first time. That was the hospital's fault for not telling me I had to have a designated goddamn driver to drive me home. And then the second one was this, I'd say, probably 55-year-old goddamn moron, this illiterate yokel from Massachusetts who can't, yeah, sure, Knoxville, I guess if you're from the Northeast where everything's a grid, Knoxville is complicated. Just follow the fucking phone and look at signs. That's what your map is. That's what Google Maps or whatever whatever the fuck mapping system Lyft uses. You're too busy talking about your goddamn family or whatever, trying to earn a tip by being friendly. I don't need, usually that's fine. I just needed someone to get me to the goddamn hospital so I could have surgery. So the second time in 2 months, I've not been able to get this fucking procedure done. What are you doing? She's all wigging out, man. So there you go, Essy. I ate 3 habaneros just like you, and they were bigger. Much bigger. You couldn't handle it. I can handle it. Just kidding. Alright. I don't know if any of this made sense. I really don't. And the reason I ate 3 habaneros is because I don't care anymore. Any other day I would have been afraid to eat 2. But I am so existentially frustrated that I said, fuck it. I don't care. I have no fear. What is 3 habaneros going to do? Kill me? Not like the fucking tumor in my chest. So there you go. And again, on Discord, KK, Monk, this is the last, it's the Moni luck, right? But, and they say, oh, the Moni, it's a joke, right, between us. The Moni curse, the Moni luck. But today it's not funny. Because at some point it becomes not funny. It loses its humor. And these people, it's very hard for me to prepare for that surgery. It takes me a week. I try to eat healthy. I cut down on my drinking. I sleep well. I take care of myself. And it's a lot of stress to know that you're going under. And I've been through it twice now. All right. Just done. Just done. Nothing works out. And people say, oh, I always have bad luck. Nothing ever works out for me. And usually most people know that that person is probably causing at least 50% of their bad luck, right? Their attitude and their general common sense is contributing to their poor outcomes. I don't know what else I could have done in either of these cases. First time, they didn't tell me I needed someone to drive me home. I figured getting driven home in an Uber was good enough. That didn't work out. They sent me home. That's bad news. No, that's a problem. Actually, the problem is a tumor in my goddamn chest, you stupid bitch. So that was a problem. Then, months later, who knows how large the tumor has grown. No one gives a shit. Then I get the Lyft driver, the stupidest, most unconscientious attitude. I'm trying to get to hospital. She's kicking me out on the side of the goddamn highway because she can't fucking drive. All right. And at no point did I scream or yell or threaten. I sure did goddamn express my disappointment that she was unable to navigate even with a fucking map that was constantly shouting at her, turn left, turn right. Every time it said turn left, somehow, inevitably, she turned on the wrong fucking left. If there were two lefts, guarantee it, she took the wrong one. So, see, it's just it's a confluence of, I don't know if it's bad luck. It seems like fate at this point. I'm glad I don't, well, I shouldn't, I can't say nothing. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube. It's a good thing that, oh well. Alright. 3 habaneros for Essy. Tingling in my mouth right now. Love you guys. Shut up, KK.